right, hello Instagram. All right, hello Facebook.
Hi Facebook.
Yay! So I am Dallisa. I am the CEO of Spirit and Spark. We are located in the heart of Las Vegas, spiritandspark.com. And I am here with Virginia.
Hi Dallisa, my name is Virginia. I'm the astrologer at spiritandspark.com. I'm happy to be here today, so thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, so Virginia is our in-house astrologer. I'm fascinated by astrology. And so it's funny. So before we go live, we prep for the show, we talk through notes, and I would say, oh, yeah, that means this, right? And she'd be like, no, Dallisa, that's not what that means. Okay, perfect. So that's why I have Virginia here, so she can tell us everything we need to know about what's happening right now. We're going to talk about April. We're going to do a recap of like January, February, March. We're also going to look at new moon, full moons, eclipses, and then we're going to describe all of your astrological signs and give you a little bit of insight as to what kind of personality you likely have. I will say likely because we read through, I'm Sagittarius, and we read through that, and there was something in there I was like, that's not me, but I bet that piece is offset with something else in my chart. Because it says I don't like details, which, yeah.
You know she does.
Yeah.
So the thing about that, and even the daily horoscopes, which I do for Spirit and Spark as well, which is online, it is more of a general reading because your sun sign is really one sliver of who you are. So although you identify naturally with your sun sign, because growing up that's what you hear about, really it's much more complex than that. And so getting your natal chart done is a great tool for intuitive psychological growth to kind of find out how much more are you than just your sun sign.
Oh, yeah. Once I knew my sun, my rising, and my moon, it's like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. But most people, I think, probably watching are like, what's a rising and a moon and all that? So, yeah, those three components, I really feel like paint the picture of who someone likely is. And then the chart, which I think looks a lot like this for each individual.
Today's chart, exactly where the planets are for the whole planet is right here, and then this is what yours would look like with your name on the top with your specific coordinates, and all of this kind of shows you how complex you really are versus just being what your sun sign is right there.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about today in a few minutes and then go over a lot more information that I think you'll find really fascinating. But before I forget, I want to mention Virginia in April is going to do a really cool one-day thing where you can come in and she's going to quickly kind of go through your sun sign and information that might be helpful to you. And it's going to be free. And there are only going to be a certain number of spots because she's going to meet with each of you, one right after the other. You're going to have a very action-packed day.
Yeah.
And it's going to be sent out to people that are on our text message subscriber list. So you would have to either live in Las Vegas or be able to come here or you're traveling through here. But you'd want to text the word expand, 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 to 33222. And when you do that, you'll be added to our text message alerts. We generally send like 1 or 2 out a month. We don't overdo it with that. You can unsubscribe at any time. But those people are the ones that are going to have the grab at those spots.
It's going to be exciting. It's just a brief reading for free, but it really will be impactful for you to know those 3 things about yourself. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's definitely worth your time to come in and find that out, just for your own self-development.
And you will need to know, obviously, your day, your month, your year of birth. Time
is crucial, really.
I mean, I've had some people that have asked about astrological sessions, and they'll say, oh, I think I was born around this time.
Right.
And being off 1 minute really can change your chart.
Well, if every 4 minutes it will change a degree, so it's really hard to calculate your rising sign if you don't know exactly what time you were born, because it completely could change the whole chart just by being off by a few minutes.
Okay, so dig out those birth certificates.
Yes.
If you don't have one, request a copy.
Text your mom.
Text your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a look so that you can participate. And Virginia is available for private, in-depth sessions as well, where she goes through that whole chart. And
Your whole chart is really your life path purpose. It's kind of the map. And then really it gives you a chance to even develop and level up, because it's not like, oh my God, you're destined that this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's really about consciousness. So the more you raise your consciousness, the more the chart can express itself. So if you know where you are, then you can kind of have a game plan of where you want to go.
I would say astrology has definitely amped up me where I feel like I'm going, and it does. It gives you a roadmap. I think if everyone had their astrological chart and knew what it meant, it would be a game changer for everyone.
I think it's also a game changer for couples and relationships, because one key planet for communicating is Mercury, and if you can figure out where your mate's Mercury is and where your Mercury is, it's kind of like the love languages. It really is a great tool for communication and helping to understand the other person. So I love to do a couples charts as well.
Yeah, and you can do it with business partners.
Business partners, friends.
Yeah, see if you should go into business with somebody, if you're thinking about opening a business or you have a partner. Yeah, I would highly recommend doing that. So there's a lot of different ways you can go with this. You can even do one between you and a child. Yeah.
I think children, that's going to be a focus for me this upcoming year, is doing natal charts even for infants, because what if you knew that about your child when they can't speak to you? And I think it makes a great baby shower gift too. I was thinking about that the other day. You just give someone the chart for their child. I mean, that's like a handbook.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be priceless.
Oh, for sure. If you knew what your kid was,
at least how they communicate. Do they like hugs? Do they not like hugs? You know, like that's important information.
I agree. Okay, so text 33222 to expand. Expand to 33222. I got that mixed up. But then you'll be added to our text message alerts. And if you do have questions while you're watching today, go ahead and type those in the comments. We have Sarah helping us out. We love Sarah, so just go ahead and type those into the comments and play along with us. What I mean by that is, when we talk about something, if that resonates for you, type a comment in and let us know. Virginia and I will look back through the comments, and we love hearing what you have to say and if this is resonating with you. Okay, so let's recap January, February, March.
All right.
Yeah.
We had some pretty big movement January, February, March. What's called a sign ingress is when a planet changes signs. And we had a couple of really big ones. We had Uranus moving into Taurus, which Uranus takes 7 years for it to change signs. So we moved out of Aries into Taurus. So that's really a big shift for the planet. That's going to affect climate, that can affect volcanoes, it's going to affect how we get agriculture, things like that. And so now that we're moving into Uranus into Taurus, January, February, March, we're going to start feeling the impacts of that.
So do you feel like it's Uranus moving into Taurus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or it just did.
It just moved into
It just did. So do you feel like that maybe is why some folks feel like the veil is coming down with the truth? Like, so people are watching the news and they're like, I don't believe anything, or I'm not really aligning with maybe what they're saying on the news anymore. And you hear more and more people saying, I don't even watch the news. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's why? Because there's like some disruption with truth and reality?
Well, definitely, and I was going to talk about that. That's really Saturn-Pluto.
Okay.
It's not conjunct yet. It's 3 degrees away right now, but it's absolutely, and it's in Capricorn, law and order, revealing the truth. So April, actually, we're going to get a taste of what 2020 is going to be like when that Pluto and Saturn actually make a tight conjunction. And it's going to be all about that, seeking the truth, leadership, how we really want to be led. So that's really going to impact us for sure.
So January, February, March, Uranus into Taurus. Was there anything else you feel like were big points these last 3 months?
Chiron also moved into Aries, and that's another planet that changes slowly. So Chiron is an asteroid actually, and it's the wounded healer. It's where, what wound did we bring in? What do we need to heal? And it shifted into a more fiery sign of Aries, which is about identity and self. So that's really going to be all about the ego. Who am I? Who do I relate with? Who do I want to be? So that's going to be really big too, and that moved in January, February, March.
Okay, so that's a big energy.
Yeah, it's huge.
Aries are kind of fiery, aren't they?
Very fiery. They take charge. It's like, let's get going. Let's rev up the engine.
So if it's with Chiron, the wounded healer, do you feel like that will really cause a lot of momentum with healing? Like that fiery healing, like, let's get this done?
Yes,
okay.
definitely.
Okay. Ooh, Whew.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a good thing.
And it's going to be in there for a while?
Yeah, it's going to be in there for a little while. Yeah,
Okay.
and it's going to be a good thing. And some people, it may even, whoever was born, like myself, had Chiron in Aries, they would have what's called a Chiron return, which
Okay.
happens around the age of 49, 50, 51. And that's when you can turn your wound into your greatest gift.
Okay.
So that's really awesome for those people who are actually having that happen right now.
Okay. Perfect. So anything else for January, February, March, what we just went through? Anything else you want to touch on, or should we move
I
forward?
think we can move forward.
Okay.
We have a lot going on in April.
Okay, then let's just get right down to it. So it's not April yet.
It's not.
I don't know where March went.
It kind of flew by. But at least where Mercury's out of retrograde, right? That's a big thing.
Okay, so touching on that. So
Okay.
Mercury officially went out of retrograde
Correct.
yesterday. Yesterday, day before?
28th, yeah.
Day before.
Day before, yeah, the 28th. What is today? Yeah.
We sometimes live in a whole other
Yeah.
universe. Okay, so a couple days ago it went out of retrograde. However, I've heard that you should really kind of wait up to 2 weeks before you sign any important documents. If you do have to sign anything, you really got to make sure you're crossing the T's, dotting the I's, because we have a little bit of an after effect.
Yeah, it's like called the shadow retrograde.
Okay.
So basically until like April 16th. I mean, things are going to start moving forward, but if you have something that you really like, a project you want to move forward, it would be best if you could wait just a little bit longer.
Okay.
Yeah, even if it's a day or two. So even now is fine, but
The
April
longer you
16th,
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure. That will help you move forward.
Okay.
Easier.
And if any of you identified with the January, February, March, what we're talking about, especially with Chiron moving into Aries, if you're feeling this activation of healing and really wanting to dig it out at the root, comment and let us know. I think that's going to be a big one for people.
I think it's, yeah.
Yeah, and don't be afraid of it. I think through that, you'll have your greatest growth, which then gets
Turns
you to where
into
you
your
want to
gift,
be.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So whatever you were wounded with, you can then in turn use that as a gift or a tool to help other people.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so April.
April's gonna be
Okay, because we're
intense
here.
month.
We're
Yep.
here. We got like a couple of days, and maybe if you're watching this, you're catching it early April, so here we
Here
are.
we are, it's April.
Okay.
April's going to be intense, like I said, because of the Saturn and Pluto conjunction, which hasn't occurred in 502 years.
502 years.
502
okay,
years. So we're going to feel a little bit of, it's still 3 degrees away right now, but the month of April is going to give us a taste of what that's going to be like in 2020 when it actually gets conjunct.
what is that going to do? Like,
So,
what are we expecting
really-
with this? Because I'm a little afraid.
Yeah, well, it's going to shake up. I mean, it's really going to force us to rethink about boundaries,
Okay.
law and order, politics, the truth. People are going to start wanting to have that feel of owning their own business versus being in corporate.
Okay.
So it's going to be like take charge of your own life. It's really boundaries. I mean, Saturn's all about boundaries, structure, recreating structure. So law and order and all of that will be impacted greatly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think there'll probably be people that will be revealed for who they are.
Yes, truths will be shown.
Truths will be shown.
Truths will be shown.
So,
That's Pluto, right? Pluto's all about digging from what's underneath and bringing it to the top.
yeah.
So anything that was shady under the bottom is going to come up.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to affect money, how we view money, how we value money. What does our money look like?
Woo!
Yeah. that's gonna be a
Okay.
big deal.
So don't be surprised if there are things that come out in the media or
Yep.
surprises where you thought, oh my gosh, I thought I knew this person, or I thought I knew what
Right.
they represented, and now
I'm seeing
The
the veil.
truth.
The veil is removed, and you're
Yeah.
now actually seeing that person for who they really are.
yikes.
And then you have to
Okay.
make a decision or a choice, right? Because you're like, okay, great, thanks for showing me. Now what do I do?
Yeah, and I mean, everyone makes mistakes, and everyone
Right.
does things in their life that they need to either face and be forgiven, or figure out how they're going to deal with that situation.
Right.
So I think it'll be interesting to see that when some of these things start happening, where we're faced with the truth,
Right.
what people do, because I think the U.S. is generally pretty forgiving
Mhm.
if somebody just owns what they did.
Right.
And they say, you know what, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen, and here's why it happened. We're pretty forgiving as a society, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with some of these
It's going to
things.
heat up, 2020 especially. So what you feel in this month, just know that that's where we're headed. And it's going to, as it gets closer to the conjunction, you'll start feeling it stronger and stronger. And you're going to have to take things head on, and it will force you to create a new point of view. So if you're stuck on your point of view, and so this transit could be easy for you or can be hard, it's however you want it.
Okay.
If you're completely stuck and yes, this is the way I see it and I'm not changing my mind, Pluto you can't ignore. So it's like, okay, you know, you're either gonna do this or I'm gonna blow you up and
I was just gonna
force
say
you
like
to do it.
disruptive.
It's gonna be disruptive.
But if you can ride that roller coaster
Yes.
and just go, all right, I'm going along for this, and I'm
Correct.
just gonna take each hill and each yeah.
Well, and it's a time to look at, is this view outdated? Is this thing outdated? Is it time to revise? That's what this is gonna be all about.
Okay.
Yeah, exciting, right?
2020 though, like
2020 is gonna be.
I heard it's gonna be like hell on wheels in a very interesting way.
Very
Not in a
interesting way.
bad way, but
But how exciting, right? Something blows up and it's all torn down. Now you all of a sudden created this space for something new. What can I imagine? So we can either sit in the fear of loss or we can just get excited about what's coming. So it's all about how you take it on.
well, and honestly, I am so happy the universe guided me to open Spirit and Spark when I did, so that we could get the first year under our belts, be ready, because I really feel that people are going to be looking for authentic people like us
Absolutely.
that they can come to and talk to about things that are going on in their life, things that are going on in the world, people that they can have really serious, meaningful conversations with, because I think that there could be a tendency to feel lost or disoriented.
Sure.
And you don't have to feel that way. So I'm glad that Spirit and Spark
Yeah.
is here, and my team.
And I'm
It's
glad to be
amazing.
here as well.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot to mention, back in November 2018, the North Node moved into Cancer. So North Node in Cancer is also about work-life balance. So January, February, March, we're really starting to feel this effect of, okay, yes, it's important for me to be successful, but it's also important for me to have a good, healthy home life and to feel safe at home. So that influences around as well for the next 18 months. It'll stay in Cancer.
Yeah, comment and let us know if you're feeling that pull towards work-life balance. I know I am.
I know I am
Oh.
for sure.
And it's a game changer when you can be really great professionally, but then you have a balance of things. I went to a dance class yesterday.
Oh, how exciting.
I love dance classes. And I showed up, and it was definitely intermediate, like it stated. And I was at the front of the room because I'm a Sag, Gemini rising.
Sweet.
So it's
I'm a
like
Cancer. I was in the back. Behind you.
I'm in the front, like shaking my tail feather. And but I was so happy I did, because I'm like, you know what? I'm doing that for me.
Yeah.
There's nobody else other than the people staring at me, watching me screw up in class.
Right.
But I was just doing that because I was having fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's so critical, and I'm not the best at work-life balance. I never have been.
Right.
But I have been feeling that pull the last few months. So I would encourage all of you, as we have, you said North Node in Cancer, right?
Right now, yep.
So while we have it there, use it. Use that energy and feel that you're more in tune with you personally, your professional life. You'll feel better all the way around, I promise. Yeah. Okay, what else for April?
So let's
Oh
see.
yeah, we didn't even talk about today.
Well, today, I just wanted to highlight today the influence of Pisces. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but Neptune and
Even if they
Mercury-
could, I don't know if they'd
you can,
understand.
I'm going to tell you what it says. So, Neptune and Pisces really it can be a time of a little bit of confusion. So, it will move out soon enough, but just for right now, communication can be a little bit fuzzy with people, not only because of the Mercury retrograde, but just because of Pisces. So, I just wanted to mention that influence, because there's two, Capricorn and Pisces, today, right now, that's being influenced.
Okay,
But
so
April 5th, we're going to have a new moon, so that's exciting. So new
Okay.
moon in Aries. So the new moon really represents a time where you're going to create something new, and it's in the very powerful sign of Aries, which is take action, let's get this done in some kind of fiery way. So April 5th, you definitely want to get set up for that. Think about what new you'd like to bring into your life or cultivate, so that by the time the full moon comes, April 19th, you're ready to harvest it.
okay. Yeah, Aries are like,
They are ready to go for sure. And yeah, I mean it's important, and it's going to be a time of I am. Who am I out in the world, and what can I bring out there?
and get it done.
And get it done.
You've got the energy there
Quickly.
behind you
Yep.
to move forward.
Yep.
So get really clear on what you want to activate, and you've got the energy behind you to get it done. So use April to your advantage. Okay.
And so Mercury right now, like I was telling you today, is in Pisces, which is more that dreamy spiritual communicator, but it's moving into Aries on April 17th. So you will then, with that, new moon in Aries, then have Mercury in Aries to actually execute, clear thinking, to get those ideas on paper and get moving.
Oh, wow. Okay, so then maybe between now and you think like April 16th, 17th, it's maybe the cultivation of what it is that you're going to focus on, incubation.
Correct. And then
April 17th, you better have it and go.
Let's get moving, for sure.
So you've got a couple weeks and that's it. So use the energy. Perfect. What else is going on?
So then we also have, let's see, April 12th, Sun square Pluto. So that was about what you were talking about the truths. So power plays in politics. April 12th, the Sun, which is the country's ego, is going to square off with Pluto, the planet of transformation. So it should, I would say around April 12th, I would look at the news and see what kind is going on in politics.
April 12th, you heard
April
it here
12th.
first.
That's something exciting. Now the counter...
Exciting. Yeah, woohoo.
It will create news, that's for
It
sure.
will create news.
Great news.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So on the opposite side of that, Jupiter on April 10th, which will be in an out of sign trine to Uranus, which that means Jupiter's in one sign, Uranus is another sign.
Okay.
But it's going to create a trine, which is actually a singing type communication where it's flowing really well. So April 10th could be a really lucky day where something just out of the blue is lucky for you. So that's
April
a positive.
10th.
April 10th, look for something lucky.
It better come. I'm writing it down.
Write it down, April 10th. Moving right along there. So Venus will go into Aries on April 20th. So that's another big movement, which will also shift our attitudes about money and love. And
In a good way.
In a good way. So because it's going into Aries. Anytime we hear Aries, we're kicking into gear. So now we've got Mercury in Aries. We're going to have Venus in Aries. So that's just a time to get moving. Really.
Love and money, April 20th.
Love and money, April 20th, for sure. April 22nd, we've got Sun and Uranus. They're right next to each other in a conjunction.
Okay.
So we got the planet Uranus, which is the planet of sudden events, unexpected events, things that just turn up, next to the Sun, which is our ego. So it could be rebellion, it could be innovative. That's April 22nd. So if you want to get something innovative moving, I'd say that would be a good day because Sun and Uranus will be conjunct.
Innovative day, April 22nd.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see, what else we got? Okay, so this full moon on April 19th, this comes at 29 degrees of Libra. So that's going to be a time to finish any projects that you had with a partner. Any kind of drama or thing that was created in the beginning of the month that you need to kind of put a close to.
Okay.
The full moon in Libra will support you in having a harmonious outcome with any kind of relationship situation you may have going on.
And that was what day? April?
So April 19th.
April 19th, so kind
Things
of
come to a head.
closure, wrapping up. Okay.
Any kind of partnership, relationship issue in a harmonious way, because Libra's all about harmony and peace.
This sounds like really good stuff.
Yeah, it's an action-packed month, that's for sure.
Yeah, because you kind of have a lot of the duality there. You've got the truth coming out and emerging and looking at things in a new way, a new perspective. But then you got luck and money and love
Venus and Jupiter moving around. That's about luck and money, optimism, travel.
And really, with anything in astrology, it can all be positive depending on how you look at it.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes Saturn is over your chart. And Saturn, I had Saturn, I don't know, a year or so ago. And, or maybe a little less than that. But it was over my sign. And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, it's all about restructuring. So it's like, how do you take restructuring with excitement or are you dreading it? So, and perception can be changed within an instant.
Yep.
So if you just look at Saturn as, okay, we're coming in to clean up whatever wasn't working, let's create a new space, a new structure for something where the foundation is a little more solid. So although astrology can have some, what you would call negative aspects, really the intention of the universe is to set us up for success.
Yeah.
It's just about how easily do we flow with the universe's power and intention for us.
And Saturn is over Capricorn right now, right? And I had it in Sagittarius, but now I have Jupiter.
Yay, Jupiter's still in Sag right now, which is the good
Heck
thing.
yeah, it is. So all you Sagittariuses out there, we have Jupiter over us right now, and it's really good.
Yeah, there was also something about not overdoing it too. Yeah, because whenever Sag comes around, it's amazing and it's very prosperous and good, but you can also have a tendency to overdo, overeat, overdrink. So you want to be mindful of that to make sure you do create some little bit of boundary around it so you're not
Boundaries.
completely reckless. Yeah.
Those are
yeah,
boring.
So Jupiter goes, sorry, we don't like, she's a Sag, can you tell? Oh, that's boring, we don't like that. Jupiter goes stationary retrograde, don't let things spiral out of control or be excessive. So around that time, you don't want to be excessive. I'm sorry.
And like the whole month of April?
No, it's just when it goes right around the 10th, I would say. Just don't be excessive.
Oh, that was the lucky day. I guess not so lucky
So
then.
don't push your luck. It's a lucky day, but let's not take luck too far.
Okay. So don't put it all on black.
No. Exactly.
Okay. All right, fine.
Yeah.
That was crap.
You can tell I'm the more serious one of this bunch, clearly.
Yeah.
That pretty much covers
April. And we're going to go over all the astrological signs and what your personality is like here in a few minutes, so stick with us. Okay, so April. Oh, yeah. 2020, though, I'm telling you.
2020. I'm excited
So
about
April is going to be a snapshot of what we can likely expect for 2020.
Mhm.
So
a major theme or concept that's going to be around is, how can we eat better? How can we get our food better? Or, or maybe even people will start growing their own food, Taurus and Uranus. Like, it's really just going to be about the self and creating self-sustaining things.
I agree. I don't have a garden,
I don't either.
but I suggest it to people, and one day I will, for sure, because I do think personally, based on what I've seen and felt as a psychic medium, I do feel like our food sources could be put into jeopardy at some point, in probably the not too distant future.
I agree.
So I think you've got to really understand where you can get food from and understand how to grow it. So it wouldn't be such a bad idea to kind of start to think through that, and always have clean water. Canned, non-perishable food items. I don't want to sound like doomsday over here, but I do think, based on some of the things that I've heard and read about and what you've been saying, I think there's just potential for a lot of volatility with our political system, with money.
Our planet, the Earth,
Yeah.
Taurus being an Earth sign, it's, volcanoes going off, just things happening. It's just going to really shake up the way that we view our food sources, our laws, and going from more of a horizontal versus a vertical hierarchy.
Yeah, and it's interesting that the Me Too movement had, been happening, let's call it about a year or so ago when it all kind of started. I think that kind of theme, whether it's Me Too or other things in the political system, I think there will be more and more people that begin to speak up and out.
Absolutely. Speaking their truth will be very important.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about new moon, full moons that are coming up, so we've got that covered. Eclipses, you have the dates for the eclipses for people to watch out for for this year. And didn't you say that's usually about growth and facing change with eclipses? Okay.
So just a little recap there. We had a solar eclipse January 5th, and then we had a lunar eclipse on January 20th. Anybody in the cardinal sign of Aries, Capricorn, Libra, Cancer, in April or May will feel the effects of those eclipses that were back in January more strongly than maybe other people. But after the eclipses in April or May, it's really where they're going to start to feel the impact of that. And eclipses really are about change, about growth. New moon is about starting projects. Full moon is about harvesting projects. We're going to have July 2nd an eclipse, a solar eclipse, and then July 16th, 2019, we're going to have another lunar eclipse. So be on the lookout for those in July, the 2nd and the 16th.
What's December?
December, there's also going to be a solar eclipse, December 25th
on Christmas.
Yeah. So those are things to look forward to. And the eclipses are just very powerful shifts. It's a time to grow and to shift.
We're gonna have
like it or not.
We're gonna have to have another conversation when we get closer to Christmas about that eclipse because that could be a whole lot of crazy on that holiday. So
for sure.
Whew, there's a lot coming up. Okay. Let's go through the signs. So what I want you to do, if you're watching this video, I want you to comment and tell us what your sign is. Just out of curiosity, I want to see like who's tuning in, and I always kind of think, oh, fire signs are the ones that are going to watch, and but whenever I've done this before on other posts, it's usually never fire signs. So just let us know. We want to see if there's one astrological sign that is speaking up more than the others.
And if we miss a key word for you, don't get your panties in a bunch. Like they're not exact. They're just energies.
Yeah.
There's higher vibration of energies and there's lower vibration of energies. And what I mean by that, for example, Leo, they're known as the drama queen. They like to be the center of attention. Yeah, that's a vibration of Leo, but a higher vibration of that is actually standing up as an individual and being a leader, an example of what it's like to stand in your own individuality and allow people to do that the same. So if you just say, well, I'm not a drama queen, well, maybe you're in a higher vibration of your Leo.
Yeah.
So let's be open-minded and versatile about it, because I know people can kind of get hung up with, oh, I'm nothing like that.
Yeah, and as we said earlier, this is a representation of your sun sign. You also have your rising sign, you have your moon sign.
Correct.
And again, if you do that text message in text to 33222, the word expand, and we'll add you for Las Vegas locals. And you can participate in Virginia's freebie where she's going to tell you those 3 things coming up in April. Yeah, and those spots will go really fast. So when you see that text message come through, you want to make sure that you snag your spot for that. But when you do a private session with Virginia, she not only goes through those 3 things, but she's going to take your chart, your blueprint based on your specific birth information, and she will give you a lot of information. So I know when we talked about my chart, we've talked about money, business, we can even look at when would potentially be a good time to change things in the home sector, moving, or when there could be an unexpected thing coming your way. Yeah. So she can look at all of that based on your specific birth chart and give you when that's going to happen, the dates, and what's that book thing you look through that like tells you the transit dates and everything?
The ephemeris?
The ephemeris. Talk about foreign language, yeah.
And astrology is like a foreign language.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I try to really make it simple for you, so don't feel intimidated to come see me that it's going to be too complicated, because I really like to keep it in common English language for people and not to talk too astrology-like, so that you actually take away from my reading something that applies to your life, and then you can make a movement from there.
Yeah, so you just go to spiritandspark.com. It's /schedule, or you can just go to spiritandspark.com. You'll see where you can request a session on there and ask for Virginia, and we'll get you set up. She does do phone sessions as well as in person. Okay, let's go through the signs. So remember, comment and let us know which one you are.
Okay, so Aries first up.
Aries. Ooh, Aries,
the fire, the warrior, ruled by Mars. So that's the person that's going to get up and go. They're going to start. They're great starters, a little slow on the finishing, so they don't have as much follow-through as perhaps the sign of Taurus, but they're definitely excitable, and they're moving, and they're fast, they're fiery.
So it's interesting. So they're firing fast, but then they don't complete things? Is that...
Well, they're sprinters. They're not marathon runners. And so if you know that you're a sprinter, not a marathon runner, then recruit help and get people that can help follow through on some of the tasks.
Ah, okay.
Because they're just great starters, initiators. They're all about, let's get up and go.
Okay, but not so great maybe sometimes on the detail.
Not as much on the follow-through. On the
Follow-through.
Plan, especially if it's a long, something that takes months to accomplish. Like, they're very excited in the beginning, and then they may want to hand off to someone else to kind of complete the task.
All right, so Aries, let us know if that resonates with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Taurus is all about practicality, patience. Taurus has the reputation of being stubborn, but it's really just that they're enduring. They know how they're the person you want to recruit to finish your Aries task. Because Taurus people are all about sticking it out, taking their feet in, and they're going to get it done, which can turn into stubbornness if they stay too long, right? But ultimately, they really are a sensual sign. They like things to feel good, to taste good. They're very practical, very earthy.
Yeah, I would agree. So far, right? 2 for 2.
All right. Well, I hope so. I'm doing good, right?
Okay,
Gemini. We like Geminis. I like Geminis.
I like Geminis.
They're super spunky. They're all about the thinking. They love their options. Gemini likes options. They also like to talk, and they like to be interested, and they're inquisitive. So if you're around a Gemini, you have to keep them interested. Otherwise, they're going to get bored, and they're on to the next thing.
Yeah, so I'm Gemini rising. So for people's rising sign, isn't that generally how other people view them?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how you would show up or walk into a room. It's not your natural state, perhaps, but it is this person you show up to at work or, you know, at a party or when you first meet someone, hi, you know, my name is. That's kind of the sign that steps forward first.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Ruled by Mercury. Gemini is ruled by Mercury.
And so that's communication?
That's communication.
Okay.
That's thinking.
So they're a great communicator.
Big, rapid thinkers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Then we have Cancer, my home sign. Cancer is all about family. They're all about security. They definitely like to be secure. And they're very assertive. It's a cardinal sign. They're initiators as well, but they're not as trusting. It takes a little bit of time. You kind of have to show a Cancer that you can handle the task before they relinquish their control.
Ah.
And they
so
can be a
have to-
little insecure. So if you know a Cancer, even though they hear it all the time, just keep telling them how, you know, they did a great job. They like to hear that they did a good job.
Because then they feel more secure,
They-
and then they're more willing to trust you.
100%.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a natural thing. Doesn't mean they're insecure, wimpy people. They're actually very strong. It's just that they need reassurance.
And it's the crab, right?
It is the
so
crab,
it kind of
which
makes
moves
sense.
sideways, right? They're not going to come right at you. They're going to find a different way to come.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
pretty
have to
interesting.
rewatch this video when I need some insight reminders.
That's right. Since I'm a Cancer, you might have to do that.
Coming at me sideways.
That's
okay,
right.
perfect.
That's right. And they have a hard shell and a soft inside, so you have to think
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have Leo, right? Leo, the lion, the vibrant. They're very giving. They're very kind, very generous people. They do like to be leaders. That's another sign that likes recognition, or they at least need an audience. If there's no one in the room, they're really not trying to do anything unless there's people there to kind of, you know, have an audience with.
Yeah. It's so interesting because both my parents are Leos.
Oh.
And I think that they've definitely got aspects of that, but I know they've had their chart done before, and they have like a lot of the other signs in their chart.
Sure.
And yeah,
Where is it being expressed?
Yeah.
What house is it being expressed in?
right.
Where's your sun sign? Is it in the house of business or is it in the house of self?
Yeah.
So that's where the variation comes in your own natal chart.
Yep. We had 2 Leos and 2 Sagittariuses growing up in my
funny.
house. So yeah, it was
All right.
Lots
Pleasure
of action.
seekers. Everybody wants to have fun. They want to feel good. And then they want to talk about it.
yeah.
That's awesome. Then we have Virgo, right?
Yeah.
So Virgo is more of the service giver, the caretaker. They're very critical. They can be a little bit picky, but they're also practical. They get things done. Virgos are the heart. They're the person who's going to come to the aid when you're not feeling well. They're the one. They also governs daily activities, diet, exercise. Virgo people are very practical. They get things done. Very organized.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know too many Virgos.
I have a Virgo moon.
Okay.
So you know somewhat. Yeah.
Oh, Sarah's Virgo. Yeah.
Okay. They're worriers.
They're worriers?
They definitely worry. They worry.
Okay.
They worry a lot. So we have to really calm the worrier down in the Virgo. 'Cause
Okay.
They can be a little bit anxious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Sure. I think Mother Teresa was a Virgo.
Oh, okay.
In service.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a good example, I guess.
Okay. Mother Teresa. Okay.
Then we have Libra. Libra's about balance. So there's a saying for Libras, they move to pause. So you know you have the scale is for Libra, and what does the scale do? It constantly moves to get to center. So Libra people like to be center. They want peace. They want harmony. They want their surroundings to be beautiful. They really like things to be copacetic.
Okay.
That's what gives them the sense of being indecisive as well. They want everyone to be happy, so they kind of get, they struggle to make a decision.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Then we have the Scorpio, the
Oh,
one that
good
everybody
God.
fears. I want you to know there's nothing to be scared about with Scorpios. They are actually very loyal sign once they trust you.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that they're a little inquisitive and they just want to know what's going on underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And they can, they're the person that could walk in with glasses and a jacket and they're kind of like mysterious and they just kind of want to go on the sly so they can observe their surroundings. Whenever I do readings for Scorpios, you can always tell when they say something like this. I'm like, okay, let me catch her. So, but they're very sexual. They're very powerful. I mean, Scorpio's ruled by Pluto, which is the planet of transformation. So it's a very powerful sign. It's the only sign that has 3 symbols. So it's the Scorpio, which everyone knows, and then it goes to the eagle as it moves up in level of consciousness, and then it moves to the phoenix.
Oh.
So when you're actually in your height of Scorpio, it's a really powerful sign.
Okay.
Then Sagittarius, your sign. Why don't you tell us about that? What's Sag like?
We're crazy.
Crazy.
Shake our tail feathers.
Okay.
We talk a lot. No. Always optimistic. glass is always half full. If we're not joyful and happy, I feel like that's when we're not doing our best work. That's not when we're showing up fully in the world. So when we follow our happiness and follow our joy, I think that's the highest expression and vibration, in my opinion. Love to travel. I'm usually on the flight home planning my next trip. We do not have a filter. So I'm going to tell you what I think, and I don't mean it to be harsh. It's just how I am. So if you want the truth, ask a Sagittarius.
They're truth seekers for sure.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
But don't ask our opinion unless you really want to know the answer, because I don't think we ever lie. At least I feel like Sagittarius are uncomfortable when we have to like dance around the truth. So yeah, did I do okay?
Yeah, you covered all of it. And then there's Capricorn. We were talking about Capricorn a little earlier, and there's a lot of Capricorn influence right now going on with Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn, South Node in Capricorn. So everyone will get the feel of what Capricorn is like, which is, you know, authority. They like accomplishments. They like tasks. They like to have goals. Like, they're very goal oriented. You want a Capricorn to do something, you set them a goal. You need to do this 5 times this week. They function very well under goals.
Okay.
And they're very loyal. They're very traditional. They're very stable. They're the friend that's going to be there solid when something needs to get done. You know, you want to have Capricorn in your corner.
And a Capricorn might not be so bad for the Aries.
Yeah, that would
like,
be, sure.
So I guess Taurus and Capricorn would be good to help an Aries get something done.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and Capricorn's realistic. They're not head in the sky. They're just like idealistic for sure. I will say they can be a little pessimistic because they're so idealistic. So that's one sign that has to remind themselves to look at the glass half full.
Okay.
So go find yourself a Sagittarian to be around to kind of like blend it together. So that's Capricorn for sure.
Perfect. Okay.
Then we're moving on to Aquarius, which to me is a very unique sign, governed by Uranus. They are beating to their own drum. They're going their own way, and if you're in their way, they're going to go right past you. The great thing about Aquarius, though, is they can let go of things. So if you wound them a little bit, they're like, okay, that hurt. Whatever, I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
So they're really good at brushing things off. And they're also very, very smart, and they're also thinkers. They're original thinkers. You know, they're the ones that really come up with innovative things, internet.
So it's kind of like them like swimming through the water. Like they just like let things go and they just keep swimming.
Totally, yeah, they'll let things go. So if you have Aquarius moon, for example, like you're not going to take things super personal. You're just, and you can handle being alone. You're not attached to things as much as other signs are. As far as being in a relationship, I think Aquarius is the one sign that doesn't have to have a relationship. If their chart is governed a lot by Aquarius.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I think we have one more.
Yeah, last one, Pisces. Pisces is emotional. They're the spiritual one. But Pisces is the culmination of all the 11 signs. That's kind of the way it goes around the zodiac. You start over here at Aries, great initiator. Then you got Taurus, the person who's going to have follow through. Then you have Gemini, the thinker. Then you have Cancer, creating the family, right? So by the time you get around to Pisces, it's a culmination of all the other signs. It's the most spiritual sign. It is governed by Neptune. They can be very sentimental, but they can also be confused. It's hard for them to get going. You know, sometimes they can be a little bit sluggish. They're extremely intuitive, very sensitive. It is a water sign. A lot of people with Pisces moon have psychic abilities. If there's exactly. That's a very good indicator of intuitive abilities, Pisces.
And I've heard Pisces people talk about how they'll pick up energy and emotions of the people around them.
Exactly.
And so if you have a Pisces sun sign or you have a lot of Pisces in your birth chart, you may find that you walk into a room filled with people and it can be overwhelming. So again, looking at your personalized birth chart, that would give you more insight as to what Pisces you have and where it's placed in your chart. But just know that that's an indicator of Pisces.
And if you're feeling tired and sluggish and sleeping a lot, it's probably because you have been picking up other people's energy and you haven't quite gotten it off for you, or figured out how to identify, this isn't my feeling, this is someone else's.
Right.
They're very artistic as well. They're very artistic. They paint, they draw. They're just really creative.
I think these are right on. And I'd love, again, to hear what sign you are, so make sure you comment on the video. Yeah, we covered a lot of
Yeah,
really
that's-
great information today.
That's 12 signs.
Yeah.
So what combination of signs are you? I guess is what I'd be asking myself. Sun, moon, rising.
I know. Yeah, because knowing my 3, game changer.
Game changer.
And so again, that's just done with your birth information, including birth, hour and minute, and city and state or country where you were born in. To summarize, spiritandspark.com to request a session with Virginia, and then make sure you text the word expand to 33222 if you are local to Las Vegas or you spend a lot of time here. That way we can let you know about the freebie that she's doing in April, so you can learn those 3 sun, rising, and moon signs. And thank you. This was,
Yeah,
I've got my
having me.
April 10th, 20th, and 22nd down.
Okay.
I'm ready for my lucky days,
That's
but I
right.
won't overdo it.
Don't overdo
it. Yeah, so thank you so much again for joining us today
Thank
with
you,
Saturdays
guys.
with Spirit. And we look forward to connecting with you soon at Spirit and Spark.
Come
Bye,
by and
everybody.
see us. See you later. Bye.
Thank you.